Wallace Stevens, 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird. Before I start the poem, let me just say one thing about the poem. This poem, which is rather strange, it's sort of like 13 little haikus about ways of considering a blackbird. Some are sort of realistic, some are very fanciful. This particular poem, if you go to Hartford, Connecticut, where Wallace Stevens lived, and take the route that he took from his home to the Hartford Insurance Company where he worked, they have these large rocks, and on the rocks there are some bronze plates that each one of them has one of these 13. So in other words, as you sort of take the walk that he took every day pretty much, I mean, he walked to work generally and walked home, you can actually read the poem sort of as you go and sort of meditate on them. So if you ever happen to be in Hartford, check out 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird on the walk from Wallace Stevens' home to Hartford Insurance. So again, 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird by Wallace Stevens. Among 20 snowy mountains, the only moving thing was the eye of the blackbird. 2. I was of three minds, like a tree in which there are three blackbirds. 3. The blackbird whirled in the autumn winds. It was a small part of the pantomime. 4. A man and a woman are one. A man and a woman and a blackbird are one. 5. I do not know which to prefer, the beauty of inflections or the beauty of innuendos, the blackbird whistling or just after. 6. Icicles filled the long window with barbaric glass. The shadow of the blackbird crossed it to and fro. The mood traced in the shadow, an indecipherable cause. 7. O thin men of Haddam, why do you imagine golden birds? Do you not see how the blackbird walks around the feet of the women about you? 8. I know noble accents and lucid, inescapable rhythms, but I know too that the blackbird is involved in what I know. 9. When the blackbird flew out of sight, it marked the edge of one of many circles. 10. At the sight of blackbirds flying in a green light, even the bawds of euphony would cry out sharply. 11. He rode over Connecticut in a glass coach. Once a fear pierced him, in that he mistook the shadow of his equipage for blackbirds. 12. The river is moving. The blackbird must be flying. 13. It was evening all afternoon. It was snowing, and it was going to snow. The blackbird sat in the cedar limbs. So that was 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird by Wallace Stevens.